Hi, why do men lose interest in a woman? In today's video, we'll look at the reasons why men lose interest in a woman, which will answer the question why men lose interest in a woman and the conclusion about it. You'll know what to do, what caused him to lose interest in you, and how may you deal with this man losing interest in you. It is a struggle to convince him to spend time with you. Understanding males is a much deeper emotional level and is a key to fixing problems. The number one issue that causes guys to behave in this manner is actually rather straightforward to change with a few simple words that may speak to him. Do you worry whether a certain man has lost interest in you? Do you even feel like everything is going swimmingly in your relationship and everything falls apart? Perhaps you're concerned what your existing spouse will lose interest in you. If so, keep keen to understand why do men lose interest. This video highlights the top 9 reasons why guys lose interest in any lady.
My name is Steven Biko, and this is my YouTube channel, Real Fresh Wisdom. You are most welcome. On this channel, I try to keep it as real as possible, offering marriage and relationship advice, predominantly for women who are seeking it out and spouses who want to have a successful marriage and relationship. I can't promise to have all the answers, but I can show you the ways of a man, the things that we do, things that we like, things we don't like, helpfully help you map out a strategy for dealing with the opposite sex and solutions to issues dealing with relationship and marriage life. If you've come to this channel for advice and direction, or maybe even confirmation of things, go through my relationship and marriage success playlist, and I know I have quite a number of videos that will be really helpful. If you like to reach me beyond this channel, join my Patreon community and log on to patreon.com/therealwisdom. Feel free to join me in making this video reach more people and change their story by hitting the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and share this video. Thank you.
Before we get into these reasons, it is crucial that you pay close attention to the following. When males lose interest in their relationship, they frequently begin to explore variable options elsewhere. Unfortunately, many of them remain with their current relationships until everything is in place for them to jump ship to a new lover. Personally, I believe this is actually dishonest and disrespectful, which is why I wanted to offer this video, which will help you to understand why the guy in your life and make the necessary changes to ensure you have a good relationship. Of course, it's preferable that your partner doesn't lose interest in you in the first place. This video advice will assist you to preventing your man from losing interest in you and how to remedy the situation. First, it's because it's simple for him to become bored. Do you ever notice that he did everything for you in the beginning of the relationship, going out of his way to provide you with fresh experiences, memories, and moments? This is the honeymoon period in the relationship. This is the time when everything is new and exciting and you're having the best and beautiful experiences together. Love is new and enthusiasm is joy and the love way. Men frequently regard the early stage of as a game and attempting to win your heart, which is like playing. Men enjoy playing games, whether they are sports, video games, or their favorite game in a relationship. When they finish the game, they become bored and want to move on to the next challenge. This is an all too typical subject among guys and is not limited to romantic interactions. One thing remember about males is that they like the process of getting there rather than the ultimate product. Men, for example, like to build up the patience required to catch the first certainty, and they enjoy the fish at the end of the day. But the longer they wait, the more time and effort that goes into chasing the fish, the more they enjoy it. Do you worry whether a certain man has lost interest in you? Do you ever feel like everything is going swimmingly in your relationship, then everything falls apart? Perhaps you're concerned that your existing spouse will lose interest in you. If yes, continue watching this video and discuss the top 9 reasons that a guy loses interest in a woman.
Channel. I try to keep it as real as possible, offering marriage and relationship advice.
Secondly, he found another woman. This may be one of the reasons that they lost interest in you, and it's probably what you're most frightened of. But it must be discussed, so you know how to begin and be able to do something that makes you want to do it even more. Men knowing that you are not permitted to be with other women when in a relationship, when you are more likely to pursue other women. So why would they seek other women when they already have you? Again, it's never really about you. It's because they're being bored, dissatisfied, and seeking the next game to play. So the links to the last argument, the thrill and the hunt and the one-off, they're seeking the next challenge. He's necessarily hunting for another lady particularly. He's just looking for the next challenge that he can follow and to shape a woman that they want. It's crucial to understand that when a man finds someone else, it's typically nothing to do with you. It's always something going within his head. Men frequently have an unquenchable want to something more, which they believe will discover the woman. However, the truth is that they disconnect from themselves and can never be happy or fulfilled. And this is a question: how can you fill the void continuously and keep the fire burning? Kevin took off from the river with soap on his head, running after the madman. Guess what? People are seeing the guy who was supposed to be mad being chased to another guy who was undressed and secondly had soap in the head. So who do you think they'll say is a madman? The third factor is that they do not entirely love himself. Now, this is a fact and is a frequently missed in a relationship realm. It's an ideal world in a relationship is formed when two people who are genuinely in love themselves and the force expresses their love to each other. However, guys are frequently disconnected from their own love and themselves, so that this happens. The man will be desperate for your affection, and what is worse, someone who is yearning for love. When this disparate force release frequently drives away, when this desperate force is released, it frequently drives you away, which makes the male come stronger, and it just gets hotter from there. As a word of caution for males, not looking on oneself is all too common subject. Many of them, or many of us, were never taught to connect with our emotions and experiences, love especially for ourselves. You have been trained to keep it inside, and the guys know to show their loving impulse, particularly those of self-love. So for frequently, they struggle with love, not because they do not love you, but because they do not love themselves first. So if it happens that they are not loving you and they are losing interest in you, it is often because we do not completely love ourselves and expressing it to you. Essentially, if your partner is losing interest in you, it might be because of uninterested of his own love. How can one love completely and he doesn't love himself completely? This can take many different forms, such as the death of a loved one, employment troubles, money problems, or their own personal problems. It doesn't really matter what is better. Whatever has happened will capture his attention, become his top concern. So it is crucial to realize that he's not losing interest in you as a person. That is how more involved in the external event, which give impression of that losing interest in you. Consider having only one child who receives all your attention and love. Consider having a second kid, and the love care will be divided between them. It is not for the first child. It isn't love for as much as before. There are now other things you attend to. This may appear to feel as though the first kid is no longer cherished, but it's just love being distributed. This is similar to what happens when a man has a traumatic event. He's not losing interest in you. He's simply directing focus and energy elsewhere. Don't be too concerned. This is a case, and the things are straightforward, and it is a better frame of mind for everything to be normal.
To join me in making this video reach more people and change their story by hitting the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and share this video. Thank you.
The sixth fact is that he feels pressed to commit to a future. Nothing turns a man off more than feeling pressed and make a commitment. Even when they're meant to hit commitment and the man might take and want to run, you may have to observe that males appear to work in contradictions. The more you desire something for both of you, the less he desires it. Conversely, the less you desire something more, he desires it. This is especially true when it comes to making commitments to the future. Men prefer to feel free and uncaged. They don't like the thought of being restrained, and they appreciate the idea of being able to do anything that they want. It is as though you want the man who can go out in the evening and all he wants is to go out. The inverse is also true. If you tell a man that he needs to go out, he'll most likely desire to stay in. This may be extremely tough in a relationship and causes several issues, promising you to be together and can look down and make him feel trapped. As a result, he will exhibit signals of losing interest in you. This is the balance that must be struck here. Not good and never discuss future maintain an elephant in the room. So, it is beneficial for things to be discussed and freely addressed, but it is also important to respect a man's space and time. The decisions will be honest and true if he makes his own time and space. The sixth point is that he feels overly forced. This argument concerns to follows on from previous one in a relationship or connection that feels forced a guy to lose interest. He doesn't want to force anything. He prefers to natural relationship. He wants you to be like this best buddy which shares intimacy. Will it be strange if your closest buddy kept attempting to make your relationship work? Being best friends with someone works because it's natural and is not forced. So, when there is a sense that the connection is being forced, the male will withdraw to appear he is losing interest. This is not to say that the effort should not be made in the connection. To make a masterpiece, like painting a building, a house, what is required? However, if you don't feel like parting and attempting to push the beautiful work out the way that you want it, relationship must be appreciated. And the same way, if feeling forced, take a step back and allow the connection to develop naturally. Men will abandon ship soon they feel under too much pressure to make a relationship work. Men have previously said, enjoy the challenge, but they prefer not to feel obligated to take on the task. Instead, they want to do it at their own time. Men will be pleased to attach to the relationship if they are given the space and less pressure. The initial thrill has worn off according to the seventh factor. We have heard of the relationship's honeymoon time, but we actually causes it. It happens when both spouses create each other's, whether it's through planning for dates, creating unforgettable experiences, or just developing new things that didn't exist before. When a man believes that he has accomplished enough and has a woman, his desire to create new and exciting things begins to diminish. Things grow familiar and there is a sense that there is no longer the need to go out and create something fresh in order to keep the other person involved and thrilled. As a result, it appears like the male is losing interest, which is somewhat correct because he's losing enthusiasm. This is such a rush that starts so much enthusiasm and experiences for both of you. When a fresh and exciting phase of a new relationship begins to fade, he will become bored and begin to communicate his boredom by displaying disinterest. And he is not necessarily uninterested in you. He is just uninterested in life since he no longer has the thrill that it had before.